rising Venus signs and crosswatchers, welcome to your Timeless Chakra Reading. I am your reader, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, they're my initials. I am a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of DrawingTheCircle Productions Incorporated since 1998, author of 2 different books with a 3rd one on the way. The first one is called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, and I put a link in the description box, and if you click it, you can preview a good chunk of the first part of it for free, including the table of contents. You will see it is primarily divided into chakra chapters, so for a chakra reading, you might find it helpful. Writing that book really did save my life. Talk about a dark night of the soul lifesaver. The original version of Words of Grace, which was really way too much for what was going on Kindle space-wise. You can find the original version of that over on patreon.com/DrawingTheCircle in our digital shop, as well as the only place at the time of this timeless recording to find my first book, Spell Ingredients. It's a really, really good one. I love that book too. We've got audios, we've got videos, as well as ebooks over in our digital shop on Patreon. A lot of my subscribers get those ebooks, audios, and videos as part of their subscription package, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream like pretty much every single morning. Did it this morning. It was really lovely. I love it so much. We chat about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a spiritual practice of some sort to send us on our way. And it's the best way for this witch to start the day, considering what I do for a living 24/7, 365. They also get all of the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. And we'll talk about that at the end of the video if you would like more info on that. And it's just the coolest thing I've ever done. You can follow us for free, putting out more content specifically for the free followers, though these subscribers get to see that too. You can 7-day free trial. You can watch the video previews in the shop, as well as listen to the audio previews for those audios, all for free. And I love it, and I highly recommend it. So if you find yourself so intuitively drawn, or even just curious, go click the link. Check it out. Go look at the menu. I love what we're doing over there. And come play Charm on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can just call me Mal. And never take yourself too seriously, even with this spiritual stuff. So, we're going to do some explanation for the new Geminis and the Crosswatchers, and we'll jump into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead. Hello, new Geminis and Crosswatchers. Welcome to my channel and my work that I do. We're doing what's called a 5-card draw. 1 card from 5 different decks, looking at your energy field, your chakras, to help you come into a better alignment with that bit by bit. It is a general read, of course, and it is a crosswatcher read. So let me tell you what these 5 cards are and how we're going to do 8 chakras with just 5 cards. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype card for the 8th chakra that hovers above our heads like a satellite, sending down codes to all the other chakras underneath it, shifting what we attract and what we repel, so that we have the opportunity to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in terms of our own healing, our alignment, whatever you want to call it. So Caroline Mace, MYSS, the PhD, Anatomy of the Spirit, is where I learned about the 8th chakra in a way much deeper than I had before. We will then look at the heart, throat, third eye, crown, internal feminine energy, the next 4 chakras down, essentially, with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. I've been reading this tarot deck since I'm 18 years old. Well, this is a different, that you gotta upgrade, because cardboard frays after a while, doing thousands and thousands of readings. So we'll get one of those for the internal feminine, goddess energy, whatever you want to call it. We will look at the lower 3 chakras with the Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharman Burke's deck. I love this, Greek mythology. Looking at yourself from the outside, looking in, like looking in a mirror. Maybe it's you from the inside, looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world. And of course, with a crosswatcher reading, there's often a lot of mirroring that goes on, so it can be both inner and outer. With all pull the 8th to the root on the table, we will get a Whisper of Love from the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angelo Hartfield. Seriously, one of my favorite oracle decks, consecrated to the higher selves of all involved. So not just the Gemini or the Crosswatcher, but anybody else involved. These are very handy and helpful in my experience. And we will end with a Matcon healing mantra. And I say it in all the air reads, the air sign reads, that air signs have a little bit of an edge when it comes to mantras, prayers, meditation, anything verbal like that. And these are healing readings, right? The idea being is that as one of us heals even a little bit in the quantum field of unity, whatever you want to call it, we all heal a little bit for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives, and a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world. Jumping into what I call the golden true love timeline, more truthful than false, more loving than fearful. I think you get the vibe. So there is our explanation. Let's get up or down into the divination as you so choose. Both feet on the floor if you can, me too. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise you I will do anything within my power to help anybody come into alignment. Bring them Roy G. Biv chakras into alignment for a better world for all of us. All right, that's enough. Let's do it. Please take a nice deep breath. All that explanation is necessary, but the divination is what we're here for. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, one card in clarity, please. 8th chakra dynamic. What is the dominant archetype in play for the Gemini collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their crosswatchers who are watching this video drawn to this reading. For this timeless chakra read, the detective archetype. Oh, come on, Geminis, you know you're detectives. You will follow them clues. Now, the thing about archetypes is they are all neutral, right? A sliding scale from lead to gold, shadow to light. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table that need to be released, healed, transformed, surrendered, whatever you want to call it. I just prefer the word alchemized. And this is a wisdom family archetype. The shadow or the lead is voyeurism and falsifying information. It's very Gladys Kravitz on Bewitched, if you know what I'm talking about. Now you know what I'm talking about. The goal that you are seeking here. Great powers of observation and intuition. Desire to seek out the truth, because there is no healing without truth, and there's an awful lot of things that we think are the truth, but they just appear true. I use this as an example with my students all the time. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west if the planet turns on an axis, and ours does. Spoiler alert, right? So there's always a higher truth on top of that. So, interesting start off for this. Anybody got that? No? I keep the list right there to see if we have repetition of archetypes. Now remember, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or be dealing with somebody who has the archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Regardless, it's your opportunity to heal. Heart, third eye crown. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, one card in clarity, heart, throat, third eye crown, internal dynamic for the Geminis and the crosswatchers. What's going on in there to help them alchemize the detective for this timeless read? Ooh, the Coyote Woman. It's a feminist deck. There's not a whole lot of patriarchal imagery in this. Now, because there's not a whole lot of patriarchal imagery in this, this is the Devil card split into 2 different cards. The other one is Oppression. But the coyote is certainly a totemic vibe, the trickster, right? Now, this takes us out of the chains of pain that we see in the traditional Rider-Waite devil card, Major Arcana, but a Major Arcana card in a chakra read like this combines the chakras in the zone. So heart, throat, third eye, crown. Now, if you look, I don't know if you can see, but the coyote is casting a shadow. So this often has to do with shadow work, right? Dealing with the internal fears because our guides will trick us into healing, right? You never know what they got planned for us unless you're really, really intuitive, but that makes sense for a detective to be an internal detective. Not that we need to, tweeze out every painful memory, right, to heal, but certainly if we're talking heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic here, to say, all right, I've got some shadow work to do. That's also why I do the Timeless Shadow Reads, because that is the alchemy. That's how we, Course in Miracles, I'm a student and a teacher of Course in Miracles for decades. The gods, and I make it pagan because I'm pagan, I'm a witch. The gods cannot heal what we don't acknowledge, and if we don't go in and feel that, right? So even if you're an empath and you're picking up on, fear, pain, shame, guilt, just all of that shadow stuff, to embrace the shadow means to, in the words of Matt Kahn, whatever arises, love that. But a detective, a spiritual detective, to get wisdom, can certainly go within themselves and say, okay, I don't understand why I'm feeling what I'm feeling, and I don't know how to heal this, but I'm willing to be shown, right? Desire to seek out the truth, but this is the truth within yourself, right? Illusion or truth, and we're all under illusions. Come on, we all believe we're separate from each other, but at core we know we are all one. So let's look from the outside in, inside out, lower three chakras with the Mythic Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Deep breath. Mercury is retrograde at the time of this recording. Still point. My God's override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, please, for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers, outside in, inside out relationships in the physical world. What do they need to be aware of to alchemize the detective in the 8th with the coyote on the inner for this timeless read? 7 of Cups. Now, I do believe 7 of Cups has come up. Nope, that was the last series. I do a lot of these in 1 week. The 7 of Cups might very well be a little bit of dreaminess, a little bit of too many emotional options. I learned from Matt Kahn in one of his videos, which his YouTube channel is amazing. It's really helped me a lot. He said that we go into apathy when we have too many options, right? It's like, let's just say any streaming platform. I could be specific, where you just like, well, but if I watch that, I can't watch that, and you end up choosing nothing, right? So we gotta choose one of them, their cups, one of those emotional options. But since we're looking at great power of observation and intuition, this might be very much saying, pay attention to how you are feeling emotionally. I know emotional is a heart chakra thing, but with all of them cups there, not sure exactly which one to choose, it could very well be root chakra. Pay attention to how you feel physically in a situation. Your root chakra will tell you fight, flight, flee, freeze, fawn, all of that stuff. Instinct. So instinct is a visceral form of intuition, and that's why my mom says I have rat magic. She says you always know when to jump ships. Rats always know when to jump the ship. And it's true. It's just like, I gotta get out of here. In college, I was sort of infamous for leaving the party before the fight broke out, or the cops showed up, or the keg ran out, right? So they'd be like, watch Mal. When he leaves, it's time to go. And that's I'm a Virgo, right? So I'm very visceral and my intuition in that way. If something's off, it's off, and I am out of there before the ship sinks. So, look, you got some emotional options here about what you want to do. Sometimes that option is to actually trust what we're feeling, right? If something feels toxic, if something feels off, if you feel like someone is lying, pay attention to that. You don't got to out them right then, there, in that second, but that might be one of the options here. But if shadow possession is what happens when we become unaware of the shadow and it takes us over. And since there is a collective aspect of the shadow, the collective shadow of humanity, when we heal that, we help everybody heal. And that's how unity works, apparently. Well, guess what? We got all 8 chakras on the table with these 3 cards. Let's ask the higher selves of all involved for a whisper of love to help you through this. Please take a nice deep breath. This doesn't feel horrible. Tricky with the trickster, but not horrible. Still. Higher selves override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space, for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love, the piece of information, inspiration, insight needed by the Gemini Collective and the Crosswatchers to assist them in alchemizing the detective in the 8th, trickster on the inner, 7 of Cups on the outer for this timeless read? Look at your patterns in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. There we go, right? When we make choices out of fear of loss, fear of abuse, fear of codependence, fear of loss, we rarely make the wisest decision possible. Instead of saying, all right, it's okay to have these feelings. It's okay to be afraid. Ken Wapnick, one of the original teachers, if not the original teacher, of course, in Miracles, said point blank, fear is not a sin. How could you feel any other way? Being authentic is way more powerful than spiritually bypassing or, using coping mechanisms to tamp down the fear. So it just goes into the collective, and then horrible things happen in the world, right? We're all one, right? So looking at your pattern in relationships, this might be about the past, but it's usually something in the present moment. And I don't know why you're getting so much Course in Miracles, but the Course in Miracles does say you are never upset for the reason you think, right? That there's always more subconscious and unconscious patterns in play that come up as they are timed to do, right? And that's why chakra work can be so incredibly helpful. But of course, to really pay attention to what's going on in the world behind your eyes, so you can look at those patterns in relationships. Last card down, Matt Kahn Healing Mantra. Let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say about this. Because, the Ascended Masters once had human form, right? And so they played the game, they won the game, they beat the boss, and now they help from the other side. And all time is now and all that. Please don't make me do math. Please take a nice deep breath. Quantum. Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything. Well, this is gentle, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved Ascended Masters, 1 card in clarity, the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist the Gemini Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their crosswatchers to alchemize the detective in the 8th, trickster on the inner, 7 of Cups on the outer, as they look at their patterns in relationships for this Timeless Chakra Read. Amplifying abundance. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. Now, look, abundance, we immediately jump to finances, right? And that's great. That's fine. But there are so many different ways to experience abundance. But I will say, being raised by a lawyer, my mother divorced my father, married her divorce lawyer, my stepfather, and this year will be their 50th anniversary, so we're going to say that one took. There is a legal clause in this. So this is the only bookie book reading, I call them bookie books, bookie book reading, So I am going to read this one, but I live by this one. Abundance is my birthright, and I receive it now. When you are abundant, you feel confident that life will always meet your needs, whether things go according to plan or not. And that might be why there might be a little confusion here, right? Like, not sure which one to do. So to bolster that, getting that the universe is taking care of everyone to the best of our ability to align with that. Abundance is not a matter of having more than enough, but of seeing from the soul's perspective that only your ideas and beliefs can ever limit your experience. Hence, clearing out some of the shadow would definitely help with the third eye information and the throat chakra choices and decisions here. But here we go. Abundance is a readiness to be supported by the universe in exchange, there's the lawyer phrase, for letting your light shine at full capacity. And every time I do a reading, have a client, whatever, shine the light through me at full capacity that I might receive the abundance that is my birthright now, right? So light, what happens when you shine light into a shadow? The shadow disappears because shadow is an absence of light, not a thing unto itself. Just like fear is just an absence of love. This mantra is ideal for unraveling beliefs of lack and scarcity. There's the fears, right? Overcoming fear. There you go. The trickster, the shadow card there. And increasing confidence, because particularly a confident detective, I mean, Hercule Poirot, order and method, right? I'm big into, well, Brits in general. But Agatha Christie, right? Miss Marple me all day long, right? Tuppence and Tommy and Tuppence. I'm into them all. So this is definitely a thing of you unveiling truth, right? Being a detective here, but a wisdom family archetype. You can have all of the knowledge in the world until you put it into practice. It's not wisdom. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. So, I say, you can read all the cookbooks in the world, watch all the cooking videos you want, but until you put blowtorch to sugar, you may have creme brulee knowledge, but you don't have creme brulee wisdom. And I don't need a blowtorch. I'm a potion witch. Thanks. Do not give me a blowtorch. All right. So if you are new to my channel, we always end these readings with what I call a blessimation. It's a word we came up with over on Patreon, and it's just stuck in my third eye forever now. And though I have no idea what's going to happen the moment I hit record on the HD cam here, I really have no idea what's going to happen in the blessimation, because it's a total surrender to the divine. Call it channeling if you want. I don't care. Just don't call me late for dinner. Please take a nice deep breath. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. May they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize the detective archetype, embracing their great powers of observation and intuition, enhancing their desire to seek out the truth, because there may be some shadows, some illusions, some fear in the way, more lead than gold there in their heart, third eye crown, so they can get some more clarity on which of these options feels best, not just relying on the third eye, but relying on the lower three chakras, and particularly the root chakras, which is tribal dynamics, right? Not just the family and the friends, but all of life, including the planet, the aminals, and the plants, so that they can have a look at their patterns in relationships, because it does require inner strength to recognize that we need to change or modify our behavior so that they can amplify abundance, because abundance is their birthright and they have the opportunity to receive it now. And may they be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way. For a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivate. So it is. Good. Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Now look, if you're going to get a shadow card, it's nice that you have a lot of truth here on the table, but the abundance is worth it. Just remember, you get the abundance in exchange for shining your light at full capacity, and light is truth. It just is. Like, shadow is illusion, light is truth. That's just how alchemy works. So if you found this helpful, if you got a little clue, a little tip, a little trick to help you through whatever it is you might be going through, cross-watcher or otherwise, please hit the like button, the thumbs up, subscribe if you want more of me. It just helps other people find the work and, helping us all get along in this world we find ourselves in. But if you want the deeper dive, come Patreon on Patreon. I love my patrons. In fact, this next week I am traveling back to Long Island. I'm now in Saratoga Springs. I moved from Long Island, we'll talk about that in a minute, to read at a wedding reception for one of my patrons. I'm very honored to do so. So, that we're building a lovely community there. She got a specific discount, a significant discount in booking me, and we'll talk about that in a minute as well, but I love it. I mean, the daily check-ins are one of my favorite things to do. I rarely miss a day, although it does happen. I'm so glad that my patrons get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s. I've been doing them for a very long time, so I'm glad they have access to all of them, depending on their level of subscription, as well as they get that significant discount. And I highly recommend it to all creative types. Being a creator on Patreon saved my ass and saved my career, and I'm very, very glad that I did it. So come see what we're doing. Go shop in the store, go watch their free previews, and listen to all the stuff that you want. And I'm glad to keep doing more, and my new book will be on there eventually. So come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. You could just call him out. And if you would like to book me for a private session, I did make a video for my company's 25th anniversary, May 1st, 2023. We are now in April 2024 at the time of this recording. I didn't know I was going to be moving to Saratoga Springs, but yet here I am. That video is called Booking Private Sessions with Mal, and I gotta make a new one because now I'm doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street, Phila. I have days set aside. You can contact them directly. Tell them you want to book me for something. They tell me you booked. I come in, I read you, and then I come home unless the day is packed, because that does happen as well. But that video up there will absolutely explain what I charge, why I charge, right? The Patreon discount, how to book me, and all of that. Whether it is face-to-face, I do actually have an office downstairs now where I'm taking clients, but I got to get to know people. I have a new kitten. Yeah, we're being a little careful about who we let into the house, considering I just moved here, although I live in the crust. It's fabulous. The majority of the work that I do, obviously, is on a video read, but the way I do video reads is once we book you, I send you a link right before the session itself, a Zoom link. So the client comes into my Zoom platform, we record the whole thing. They get to watch, they get to conversation. It's not just me talking to a camera. They get to see all the cards at the table. At the end of the reading, I send them a link so they can download the entire recording of the reading to their devices. They tell me they downloaded it. I delete it because confidentiality is key, and I don't want my skills snatched away overnight because of a violation of confidence. No, Nanette, that's not going to happen. And certainly, the most important thing I say in that reading is I have never turned anyone away because of lack of finances. Where there is a witch, there is a way. I am a witch, so there is a way. But live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Even if the agreement is pay it forward to someone else at some point down the line, we have the conversation. So it's a fun video. I will keep it up even when I make the new one with all the changes in it eventually. I'm not ready for that yet. But certainly click the link, check it out, and I'm keeping the video up because it makes my mom laugh. Do I need another reason? No, I don't. I love my mom, and I'm 15 minutes away from her instead of a 5-hour drive, which is lovely. So thank you so much for watching. Look, think of it this way: amplifying abundance. Let that light shine through you at full capacity. Let that truth come through you, right? Follow the clues, order, and method, Hercule Poirot, and then you'll be helping everyone do the same, little by little by little. So hang in there. You got this. Stay outrageous. Stay truly, truly, truly outrageous, gems. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of the rest of this. Hang in there. You got this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.